Yo, 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 welcome back to another morning with me, KKT. All right, it's 8:22 a.m. currently. Yep, and it's August 6th. And you already know, man, you should already know the schedule by now. But another trading session this is the third one, so let's just go through the trading journal really quick so I can go to sleep. I'm tired as hell. But yeah. So today's trading journal entry is for August 6th, 2025. We did New York session. Prep bias time was at 5 a.m. New York session started at 6:30 a.m. We are on trade 3 out of 100 and we have 97 remaining. The result for today's trade entry will be a W. Yes, sir. Yesterday was a W, and it was some light. And like I said, I was going to practice and learn from my mistakes, but let's not get ahead of myself. But yesterday's win was $50, and, just some light after the first trade entry being missed, and the second day following up for a good redemption. But today was definitely about showing, what we really know so far. And I did exactly that. Honestly, dude, I did exactly that. I got $266.30 for total profit for today. And that might seem like nothing, but that's pretty good start from like right now, especially for like, demo trading and whatnot. But, I'll get into like, my setup and entry and my notes especially, but $266.30 total profit for today, my P&L. My bias was bullish. I noted the break of structure to the upside 1 hour before prep bias as context. There was a break of structure to the upside at 3:50 a.m. And I was on the charts at 5 a.m. Key level was hit at 5:10 a.m. Break of structure at 5:15 a.m. to the upside. Bullish fair value gap formed at 5:15 a.m. Nasdaq showed break of structure to the upside as well, but S&P did not show that, so it was lagging behind, which was obviously bullish intent. So I had bullish, all good confirmations and confluences, especially using the break of structure 1 hour before prep bias as context. That just throws it out the door. Like, this is just a bullish bias at this point. Like, it's just valid. Like, let's just throw in a trade at that point. But multiple bearish fair value gaps were respected. So there was around like 3 or 4 bearish fair value gaps, but they were being respected, which meant price action was flowing. Price was, just going in the direction it should go, and not just, being retested. Like, not retested, but it wasn't just, a bunch of fighting and consolidation. So seeing that was good, even though there was like 3 bearish fair value gaps before I saw that initial fair value gap that I said, let's do it. But multiple bearish fair value gaps were respected, but a bullish fair value gap began holding afterwards. Price tapped the liquidity line. There was news as well for inflation and cut back on all these things and whatnot. I have a screenshot of it, but I'm not gonna go do all that. I'm really tired, dude. I can show trading view afterwards. I don't know if I can though, because the only reason I'll get into this. I don't want to like get ahead of myself. I'm trying to go through all this first and then go through trading view and whatnot. Price tap liquidity line, news aligned bullish. Well, not necessarily bullish, but kind of, I guess. I'll get into that. And New York session opened with bullish engulfing structure break, which was crazy. Liquidity sweep retested at 4-hour level cleanly. Expectations matched the strategy. Very good. Setup. My setup was Confluence included SMT divergence, Nasdaq broke structure while S&P lagged. Break of structure confirmation. Multiple bullish fair value gaps formed and respected. Liquidity tap served as a decision point. News was supportive as well. Retest plus liquidity sweep confirmed directional bias at New York Open. I expected that. I anticipated that so well. That retest with the liquidity sweep, that told me everything. I was so certain of that. I was like, man, I can see what's gonna happen. You're gonna do a retest. It's gonna go all the way down, sweep all this liquidity, not only from this key level right here, because recently there was like a bunch of like liquidity, like a big long wick, and I knew it was gonna go down there and tap it real quick. But there, I looked farther back, and there was more liquidity that hasn't even been touched yet. I was like, huh, if all these sell orders get filled, what's gonna happen, especially with a bullish bias? I was like, we're gonna shoot up a rocket. It was funny though. Strategy aligned fully and provided confidence to enter multiple times across MES and MNQ, which is S&P 500 and Nasdaq, but on micro or mini. I think it's mini or micro. I don't know. Entry. My entry was limit orders placed at fair value gap zones. Take profits were set above liquidity targets. Stop losses placed just above invalidation levels to minimize risk. Entries were based on strategy confirmation, structure, and bias. And let's get into what I did well. So what I did well, everything. I got on early at 5 a.m. I used 3:50 a.m. break of structure to the upside as context and executed according to plan. Identified key level taps, break of structure to the upside, fair value gap formation, and SMT divergence confirmed. And SMT divergence. Confirmed direction at 6:30 a.m. Waited for liquidity sweep, retest and entry, discipline, execution, strategy, and psychology all dialed in. What I will improve. So there always is going to be something to improve. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh, I have a big W, I'm going to go to sleep now. No. Understanding how TradingView's mechanics work. I could have increased my P&L if order types and contract sizing were optimized, but I need to adjust to volatility and know when and how orders get filled or blocked. So what was going on? This is where I'm going to get into why it was 266 and 30 cents instead of more. Yes, it should have been more. There was multiple times where I saw fair value gaps, and my bias was bullish, and I knew fair value gaps were going to form with the amount of upside trend we were going to. I mean, we were getting engulfing candles after engulfing candles, and retests were showing that it was just going to keep happening until it just collected all liquidity or hit key level lines, and I knew that was going to happen. But after the first two entries I made, it seemed like TradingView, because I don't pay for premium or anything, but it seems like TradingView stopped me. I guess every time I entered, it would get filled immediately, filled and closed, and I would lose like $2 or so, and I was like, bruh. It was just inconvenient, and it kept happening. I tried normal like market entry orders. I tried limit orders again, then I tried stop orders. I tried everything. I even tried like not setting take profit and SL, and then just doing it by dragging on the chart. That didn't work either. I tried adjusting the position to where it was like at least 1 to 2 ticks just above or below where line was, just so it can get filled. Never got filled. Even take profit wasn't even taking profit. Like I had an order in, and it was supposed to be like at least $90 or $50 or something, and take profit wasn't taken. Like it just went completely past it, and then it closed multiple bars, like multiple candles closed just along the line, and it just kept going up, and then it just went down, and then it went past down my take profit line, and it just went back up. Like I was like, damn, bro, okay. I had to close that one, and I lost $13 somehow, even though it said $30 in profit or 40, something like that. I have to figure out how this mechanic thing works with TradingView and how like contract sizes work. I don't know. I really have to figure this out because it's been happening for the past 2 days now. On the first day I did miss my entry, but that's because I was distracted, like I said. I was distracted not only with my YouTube being open and watching it, and also messing around with how orders worked. I mean, I was doing it for a good reason though, trying to see how I can enter and how like limit and stop orders worked. But yesterday as well, it kept happening and I didn't know why. I just kind of shrugged it off. I was like, okay, maybe like, I should just let it go. But then today it kept happening too, and I missed multiple, like, I think I missed 3 different entries for long position, and I could have been at least 500 for P&L today. But 266 is still okay with me. I took 5 different trades today. Wait, no, did I? Yeah. I think it was more like 3 or 4 trades were taken. I'm really confused, and you have to understand here because I was messing around with this thing. Like, it would not let me enter. I was trying to sell, I was trying to buy, I was trying to do anything at that point. I was like, bruh, why am I not entering? Because I knew if I press sell, and I knew my bias is bullish obviously, but if I press sell, you're like, what, why? But no, I was pressing sell so I could just flip it into buy, but it still didn't work. But I know at least there's 3 to 5 entries made today that are actually filled, and which is why I got my P&L at 266 today. And each of them had 2 contracts, and the last entry was 1 contract, just 1 unit, and that's why it was so low. But it's whatever. Yeah. So I got to figure that out. I got to improve that. Notes. Calm, certain, and most importantly, I was confident. I trusted my setup. I maximized my strategy, and I executed it all very well, obviously. The only issue was TradingView. I'm not going to spend $300 a month to use your damn charts, buddy. I'll get it funded before that happens. Okay? Anyway, executed well. Took advantage of high probability zones, which I did. All those fair value gaps. Proud of how I performed for sure. I could have stayed on longer, but knew walking away emotionally clean mattered more than forcing trades through platform friction. So I knew I could have kept going. And as of right now on TradingView, I made one last prediction. That price would go like this. Like a hook, like a S, I guess, or in this case, inverted X or inverted S. So if an S is like this, then it'd be like that, but then like flip it like this. So it'd be like, so up, down, up. I predicted it going down and then looping back up because some random thing would form and it'd be like, okay, let's just keep going with price action and just all this and that. All right, let's just get into it. I'm gonna show you this really quick. It's 8:35. I need to go to sleep, man. I'm tired. My thing is not on. I'm surprised this is working. Like, usually the camera starts glitching and whatnot. I'm not surprised this is not working. Like, this not loading, I'm not surprised one bit. Awkward. All right, here we go. This is NASDAQ. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at my prediction right here, chat. Oh my gosh. See that? See that right here? I predicted that if it went up, it would stop at some point. Either like, right here or right here. And I guess, what is this? I don't know. There's just random dots. I think this is like where I was predicting that it would stop if it was going to go down. Clearly went down for a bit, but then it still went back up. But anyway, let's get into what I was doing today and not what was happening over here. Matter of fact, let's delete this. And let's reset. And I think I circled where it was today. For sure. What's it? Yeah, green circle. Okay, so this is where I was on today. I was more like over here, but take it or leave it. I was around here. I got on, and then yeah, this is when everything happened. I saw a break of structure to the upside a little bit. Here's a break of structure at 3:40 or 3:50 a.m. Oh, I did this candle instead of this one. It would technically be this one, but whatever. Break of structure to the upside, obviously. Here you go. We're creating lows, and then all of a sudden we just went past them, and then I don't know if this really is considered as a break of structure, but it's past this one. It's past this low. So it went up, low, and then up. Well, not past it, but well, yeah, it is. It's right there. But break of structure to the upside, fair value gap formed at the same time. You can't really see it because I think this is in the way, but it's this candle wick right here, this purple one. I'm gonna leave where everything is. Fair value gap formed. I watched price action react a little bit, and then we had basically this would be an order block right here because liquidity sweep to over here. Not only that, we have another break of structure as well, which is a confirmation for 6:30 a.m. So we got an order block, a bullish order block, and then a break of structure to the upside, and then a I can't really see because of all these are from 1 minute time frames. Yeah, but anyway, I was already on 1 minute time frame by now. It was like around here when I switched to 1 minute time frame. So let's say it's 6 a.m. when I went to 1 minute time frame. So let's find that real quick. Wow, a lot has happened. So I was around here, and I was looking at I was looking at these bearish fair value gaps that were being respected very well. This one, see, and it even consolidated a little bit here. Multiple fair value gaps form within these, as you can see. But then it was around here when I took really a good note of this. There's a fair value gap right here that's bullish, and then bearish one, and that's conflicting. So in this case, it would have to go respect bullish first, and then respect bearish. But if it chooses not to respect bullish, then it'd be an inverse for, the bullish fair value gap, which would make it bearish bias, because it's respecting not only the bearish fair value gap, but also creating an inverse for a bullish fair value gap. So it didn't do that. It respected not only the bullish, I'm gonna just say bull. Too many words are being said. Not only did it respect the bull fair value gap, that sounds wrong now. Not only did it respect the bullish fair value gap, it also respected the bearish. See, you can see it go up, down, and then retest up, and then down for this fair value gap. Or you can't see me pointing, but for this one right here, damn, it's really laggy. So, oh, you can't even see actually. Yeah, there we go. So it came up, and then this fair value gap formed, and then the bearish one formed, came up, retested it, respected the bearish one, while also have already been respecting the bullish, came down, went up, formed a new one. Now it's not only confirming respect for bullish, but also retesting, and then going back in, and the retest was for this bullish fair value gap, and it just kept doing that. And at some point I was around here, and I hadn't taken my trade yet because I was waiting, because I was looking, I was like, too many fair value gaps being formed, too many long wicks, way too many long wicks, way too many. I mean, look at this, just long wicks, big imbalances of orders and whatnot, just trying to be refilled and whatnot. And I marked this out right here when I was around this area. I marked this out. This was the only spot that hadn't gotten touched for a liquidity sweep. And if we scroll out, this area, technically it's been filled, but this area consolidated. If you look at it, this is when price met this level right here. I'm gonna use the brush. This is what we're looking at, and we're comparing it to when it met over here. Price consolidated around this area. It wasn't a real sweep. It was more of like a So I took note of that, but I also mostly took note of this. I don't know where my key levels went. I think I took them down because they were in the way. Dude, this thing was a mess. But key levels were hit, especially there was one like right here, just right under here. And the second it hit right here, that's when I took my trade. It kept going up. And then this is still on MNQ, so which is NASDAQ. So let me go to duplicate tab. Oh wait, I'm on NASDAQ, so then I'm showing you the wrong one. I mean, NASDAQ and S&P is the same thing, but S&P was lagging behind. So, and I was mostly using S&P as reference and trading on there. This is gonna take a bit to load. While that's loading on NASDAQ, I'm gonna just load this into S&P. But here we go. That's where all my stuff is. So 630. Here we go. Yeah, see? Very long wicks. Very long wicks. And it literally even went below my key level. Aha. Yeah, see? And then we broke structure all the way to the upside, and I just kept taking trades. I just kept taking trades. Like, we just went all the way up. And there was a lot of retesting, especially around this area, which gave me time to figure out why TradingView was being an ass. But damn. Okay. But yeah, so that's basically everything. That was everything I saw. Oh yeah, as you can see, fair value gap 5:15 a.m. and I don't know why I did that, but you get the point. So good day, man. That's going in the journal. I mean, it already has. It's gone in the journal, but that's 2 wins. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but cause I got work and whatnot, so I gotta figure out how, like, cause I don't get off until 8 a.m. So I gotta figure out how, like, I'm gonna do this. And usually I get on at 5 a.m. and by the time 5 a.m. hits at work, I'm already either in my car or in the fab finishing all my staging. So I'm most likely gonna have to make a new rule at work where if it hits 5 a.m., I'm not doing nothing. If it hits 5 a.m. and something comes up afterwards, even if it's 5:01, I'm not doing it. I gotta get my bias in, boy. And then not only that, it's just like 6:30 a.m. is around the time where we get our data to send it back to the whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 a.m. is when we get our data and we send it back, and that takes at least like 10 minutes, give or take. And 6:30 is when New York session opens, which is funny as hell. But I don't know, I'll figure it out. And plus, this laptop is literally what I'm using right now, so that means I have to tear it down. I have to take this laptop with its battery, bring it to work, and sit there connected to Wi-Fi, hoping that... Oh, I just hate it. I hate using this laptop and not my screen. I mean, I have 240... All right, look, I'm just yapping at this point. Thank you for watching. You know, life is great and whatnot. Okay, so, yeah. We took our win today. 6:30 a.m. is when we get our data to send it back to the whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data and we send it back to the whole whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data to send it back to the whole whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data to send it back to the whole whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data to send it back to the whole whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data to send it back to the whole whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data to send it back to the whole whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data to send it back to the whole whole shift ahead of us, which is day shift. So 6:30 is when we get our data to send it back to the whole whole shift ahead we're tomorrow's gonna be Thursday. From what I understand, Saturday is market close, so basically we're chilling on Saturday and Sunday, and then yeah, we got 2 more days to see how this week goes. But even if we end off with 2 L's and they're not as bad as, you know, we think, like if it's like a $50 loss compared to what we've gained this week, then it's still a win week. I mean, it's still a win. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.